Thank you for taking the time to offer your students the experience of participating in the Holocaust and Human Rights Education Center's Human Rights Institute for High School Student Leaders on March 19, 2020 at Iona College in New Rochelle, New York. This brief video will give you both a general and a specific introduction to what to expect for you and your students once they arrive on campus. Upon arrival, please direct your bus driver to drop you and your students off at the Mulcahy Gymnasium. This building is located within the Hines Athletic Center and is the smaller of the two gymnasiums on campus. After the drop-off, buses must leave the campus. Once you enter the gymnasium, you will be greeted by HHREC members who will give you a series of folders to distribute to your students. These folders will have the individual attendees' names on them, as well as their table assignment by number within the Mulcahy Gym. It is important to note that in this beginning session of the conference, your students will not be sitting together as a school group. The students will be mixed in with students from other schools, and they will be with this table group throughout the first part of the day, including both workshops. There will be breakfast available for you and your students before we begin the program at 8:50. Our keynote speaker will be Derek Black. Derek Black was raised in the leading family of the white nationalist movement. His father founded the first online white power community, Stormfront. From an early age, Derek participated in media interviews, gave talks around the country, won public office, and ran a daily radio program in support of his family's ideology. In college, he was condemned by the campus community of a Florida liberal arts college, and over several years came to engage with anti-racist ideas. He ultimately condemned his family's ideology in 2013 and has spoken out over the past several years against the reality of white supremacist political activism. He is currently a doctoral student in history at the University of Chicago, researching the medieval and early modern origins of racist hierarchies and ideologies. He is the subject of the recent book by Eli Saslow, Rising Out of Hatred, The Awakening of a Former White Nationalist. Following the keynote speaker, HHREC will present 3 student awards. At the conclusion of the keynote presentation, students will move as a table group to their assigned classrooms. The location of these classroom numbers, building and room number, will be found on their folder. HHREC members will be available to direct students to the various classrooms. The students will remain in their classrooms from 10:30 a.m. until 12:10 p.m. for the 2 workshops. After the first workshop is complete, the students will remain in their assigned classrooms, and the new student facilitators for the second workshop will come to their rooms. After the conclusion of the keynote presentation, teachers are invited to attend a separate workshop facilitated by our keynote speaker in the Mulcahy Gym. At approximately 12:15 p.m., all students and teachers will return to the Mulcahy Gym for lunch. Now students will sit with their individual school, not with the original table group. Lunch is not provided, so please make sure the students bring a bag lunch with them to the conference. Please understand that it is also not permitted by the college to order food and have it delivered to the campus on the day of the Institute. After lunch, Holocaust survivor Judith Altman will address the students and teachers. Beginning at 1 p.m., students and teachers will work together at their tables to prepare their action plan to implement in their school community as part of Upstander Week. This special week, usually in May, is meant to encourage student activism and awareness by inspiring students to become upstanders rather than bystanders, and to take an active role in changing the world. It is a call to action for participating schools to get their communities involved by hosting an event to bring attention to a particular human rights issue. The action plan is designed to outline the steps necessary to organize an event at your school during Upstander Week. These action plans were mailed to you prior to the Institute. Please bring them with you on this day. The action plan will include a clear thesis which addresses a specific problem your students would like to address, as well as goals to both raise awareness and help victims of a human rights issue. Before leaving, students and teachers will be asked to complete a short evaluation of the program. The Institute will end at 1:45. Thank you once again for offering your students this great experience, and we are looking forward to seeing you on March 19th, 2020.